let's start with this. Whoever joins can get the recording afterwards. Um, First off, welcome to another one of our weekly sessions. Glad to have you guys back. Sorry for the last couple of weeks. I've been reorganizing my life, and well, this was one of the parts that needed reorganizing. Um, but I think it's valid, how much we all had to reorganize our lives this year, and how much of our plans that we had for 2020 did not come through the way that we originally expect them to. But I think that's nice, absorb adversity and adapt, adjust, replan, and the main objective doesn't change. Our objective of becoming full-time artists does not change. The only thing that must change this year is a little bit the roadmap to get us there. So I wanted to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about what what we have in plan for the upcoming year, because it is December already, so crazy. And I'm gonna start a little bit by talking a little bit how this all started. So about two or three wait. So about 2 or 3 years ago, I was invited to give a talk about something in the art world. Some clients of mine were organizing a conference, and I was doing graphic design for them. But they were very aware of my career as an artist and how much I hustle, and all these crazy art business ideas that I'm always coming up with. And they told me, like, Stefan, we want you to give a talk. And I was like, what the fuck? I never gave a talk. What am I going to give a talk about? Just like go on a stage and talk. That's what you want me to do. And yeah, that's what they wanted me to do. And I really didn't know what they were expecting to me. And they were just like, why don't you share some of the techniques and strategies that you yourself use in your art career, and how other artists could apply those same principles to grow their career, instead of relying on a gallerist or a curator or a dealer. Teach these artists how to do stuff for themselves, how to empower themselves instead of waiting down and waiting for these opportunities to come, how these artists can go ahead and generate these opportunities for themselves. So I very pretentiously named the conversation "Artist, Stop Being Poor." And at the end, when we were expecting maybe 30 or 40 people to come, we filled the whole venue with 250 people. And it was quite a scary experience because it was my first opportunity speaking in public, and I had no idea that it was something that I enjoyed doing, or it was something that I would love to do. And it just clicked to me that so many artists were coming to this talk because there is a necessity of advice, of tips that these artists can use to grow their careers on themselves. At the end of the day, that talk kind of snowballed into what we know today as the Artist Stop Being Poor community. Since then, we organized more than, I think, 10 exhibitions for artists of the community. We started hosting the 100 photos exhibitions, where we grabbed 100 photographers from all around the world, and we exhibited them together in Berlin. We also opened an online gallery to sell limited edition prints of the artists. And this is just the beginning. We wanted, this year was supposed to be a year where we really would double down on exhibitions for the artists of our community. Unfortunately, shit happens, and we had to replan everything that we had in mind for our artists, for our community, and now we're kind of like playing catch with this year, and trying to do the best out of this year. And I think that actually changed a little bit, the bigger picture evolved throughout this year into developing online opportunities for these artists to sell their work and through this empowering our own community. So I wanted to go over some of the new stuff that we got coming up for Artists Stop Being Poor, some new, might call them product launches that have been happening behind the curtains over the last couple of weeks. So if you will just allow me, I'll just present my screen real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. There we go, sharing the screen. The first is we kind of revamped the whole website. So the main idea here that we're trying to push is a marketplace where artists from all over the world can join in, become a part of our community, and have the possibility to sell their artworks to our user base all over the world. So to facilitate this process, since these artists are scattered around the globe, and it would be a logistical nightmare to deal with the logistics of shipping these artworks, we decided to offer them as print-on-demand prints. So the artists that want, they can join our community, and they have the possibility of selling their work in 3 sizes. 30-40, 50-70, or 21-30. And we take care of the production and shipping of these artworks, which also allows us to centralize the production area in Europe, but also facilitate this to artists that might be living in South America, for example. I have a huge community there, and might have real trouble shipping their artworks abroad. So this way we can really connect art lovers and artists from all over the globe and work kind of as a middleman to facilitate this. So this is kind of like the big leap forward that we took on 2020, really making this platform usable and growing it. We already have, I think, 25-40 artists signed up. So if it's something that gets you interested, Vincent already has his artworks there, but it's definitely something that we're going to be expanding in 2020. And then you just choose the artworks that you love, and you can buy them in 3 very straightforward prices: 30, 35, or 40. This way also we are trying to democratize and eliminate barriers for art buying as well. This way I think we can really educate a whole new generation of art lovers into affordable art that actually impacts the career of an artist, because all the profits from these sales go directly back to the artists. We only cover the production costs, and once it's produced, it goes all to the artists. And all of them are limited edition to 30. So it also gives it a sort of exclusivity deal that you cannot find from buying something at IKEA, for example. Oh, got somebody that wants to join. Okay, so that's kind of like the first great product that we released this year, and we're very happy with this. It took quite some time to polish the borders, but looks good. The second product that we launched just this year, I'm going to show you guys on the webcam now, but it's this beautiful, beautiful art calendar as a way to connect our audiences with art through something functional. So kind of like the idea is fill your ear with art and support 12 artists in the process. So each month has a different artists. And, it's a calendar. I don't need to explain. Everybody knows how a calendar works. And the final piece of this equation that's been working on is our artist profiles. Short format interviews with our artists that we are using to promote their sales. So here we got Jovana Lakovic, also known as Vozangst. She's a Belgrade artist, a part of the community, amazing artists. And here you can read a little bit about her exploration, about her motifs, and at the same time discover a little bit more about her artwork, while being also able to buy all these artworks, because these are all products that are available for sale on our platform. So it is a promotional effort, it's press, and it's a sales vitrine. So that is a little bit the three pillars of what we've been working over the last couple of weeks. Here I got one of the calendars myself, so they just arrived from our printing partners in... Louisa might recognize this picture. And got a little pineapple because, I want to put my art in it too. And here we got Vincent's artwork. Also, it's just like a very cool present idea, a little bit of art to fill in the room. So why spend this much time talking about what we've been doing and why we've been doing it? I just wanted to give a little bit of context of what our humble community has been able to achieve so far. And I think that showing what we've been doing helps us get a little bit of a view of what's coming next for next year, because everything we had planned kind of got on pause with the exhibitions and all of that. So now we are looking forward into 2021 with a whole new vision for our community. So what's going to happen in 2021? We launched a podcast, the Artist Stop Being Poor podcast, which I am genuinely excited about because I've been bothering all of my friends for months. Like, hey dude, do you want to make a podcast with me? It's like, want to make a podcast together? And nobody was like, yes, let's make a podcast. So I decided to just, in honesty and continuing with my view of things, do it yourself. So I figured out, I'm surrounded by amazing artists. Why not do a podcast about them, with their business inside, with their business techniques, and how we can grab what other artists are doing that is working for them, repurpose it, rephrase it, and apply it to our own careers. Because I always felt that in the art world, one of the biggest problems is this secrecy of techniques and just this idea that I do this way, but I'm not going to tell anybody how I do it. And I just honestly feel like that's bullshit. And it's just so much valuable when you share what you do and you help other people grow, because by helping others grow, you grow yourself. And you get some karma points. So that's something that we're super excited about doing. The podcast, we already have 2 episodes on air, 1 episode more to drop tomorrow, and 4th episode recorded. So if you guys feel like you would like to jump in the podcast at some episode and talk a little bit about your career and how you do stuff, drop me a DM. Applications are open. So that's one thing. Podcast, it's going to come out initially once a week. Maybe we will pump it up to 2 times a week. Other stuff is I want to start organizing digital art exhibitions with the artists from the communities. So setting up digital viewing rooms where we can show maybe 1 or 2 artworks of the artists and use these as platforms for our art connections to meet and kind of generate a cross promotion between all of us, because At the end of the day, Eloise inviting her friends to her exhibition, me inviting my friends to my exhibition, Vincent inviting his friends to his exhibition, that is very nucleus. So at the end, you just end up interacting with your own audience. You know, the same 12 people that follow your art are going to be the 12 people that come to your exhibition. But if we set up an exhibition with like maybe 6 artists per month, I think that is a very reasonable amount, and make sure that every month we have an exhibition coming in a digital format, which we could also expand into a physical format in Berlin soon, I hope. Fingers crossed. But creating these digital viewing rooms where artists can show the work. Obviously, everything's going to be for sale because we are about making money here. But just having this idea where we can cross promote and make our audience acquainted with other artists' works and vice versa, I think that the power of that is just magnanimous. And the idea now is to keep on growing this community. I think that the groundwork is done. You know, the platform for selling art is a great tool, and I think that it can help all of our community in a great scale. The podcast and the artist profiles are a very good opportunity to profile and to bring into the spotlight a specific artist. And the digital exhibitions slash physical exhibitions are a great opportunity to put our artists in front of new audiences and kind of cross promote it. So I think that that is a realistic goal for first quarter of 2021. That's what I have in my to-do list. And also some other secret projects. I'm thinking about relaunching the art magazine that I publish as Sukar, so that could be another opportunity to showcase the artists of the community, but that goes in another call. But the idea is use the methodology that we developed in 2021 due to the pandemic. We decided to go digital, and just grow upon that and expand it on 2021. So I'm just very happy to have all of you in the community, and just very excited to see what 2021 might bring. So yeah, another tool that I wanted to share with you guys is, I don't know if you guys, I'm going to present myself again, are already registered in this, but we have this website going on. It's the closed network for artists. So it's an enclosed platform that works just like any social media, where artists can post their artworks and get no, I don't want to create things. Where they can post their artworks and get critiques on them, share a little bit what they've been working on. So this is artwork from Rose McGee. She's a painter from Berlin. So, we can comment a little bit about what we heard. And there are different topics where we can go and find exactly the information that we're looking for. So, for example, in open calls, I always go to post opportunities that I find for artists. So this is, for example, a contest for beer can from the US. They are offering, I think, like $500 for artists to submit art for them to put in cans, for example. And so it goes. It's we're dividing a little bit everything in topics. So here you can find all the podcast interviews. Here I'm going to start uploading the recordings of these interviews, of these weekly meetings that we have. We got some tips. Here you can post your artworks, and so on and so on. And these are for our 100 photos and illustration exhibitions. This is where I post all the news regarding that. But this is like a little hefty tool for us to share our knowledge and connect and get a little bit of feedback on any artworks that we're doing, and so on and so on. So I guess it makes it a little bit clear what our goals are for the coming year. and just the best is yet to come. You know, we accomplished a lot of cool stuff in 2020. All odds against us. But I think that having prepared this foundation, we can really expect exciting stuff for the time to come. So last thing, I already talked with some of you guys. So if you guys want these beautiful, beautiful calendars, so if you guys are looking for a Christmas present gift, it's really dope. It is. So it's on the website. So guys, I'm gonna open up the floor for some questions, commentaries, also suggestions. You know, I am CEO. I hate that term of this art collective, but a collective is only as good as the members of that collective. So if you guys feel that there's something that we should be working more in the collective or some other functionalities that we're missing, I am all ears. I'm writing all of this down, and it's upon your ideas that I'm gonna keep on building this community. So unmute yourself, commentaries, see what you have to say. Or not.
Okay, well, I would like to say that I think the initiatives you've taken have been really, really great. I've joined the Artist Not Being Poor Club, and I've done the podcast, and I follow all your social media, and I think you've been doing a fantastic job of promoting your collective of artists. I think the calendar is awesome. I've sent it to all of my friends, and I think they're all going to be ordering them. And I've also posted that all over social media.
There's only 40, so they have to act fast.
But what from our previous discussion when we did our initial podcast, you and I, you inspired me to do some online promotion for our artists in Artista, which I did, and we ran a couple of sort of like test posts based on the ideas and the tips that you had given me, and those have been really, really successful. They're phenomenally successful. We were doing art exhibitions, as you know, and then because of COVID we couldn't do them anymore, and I implemented the tips that you gave to me, and our artists have been selling not huge amounts, but they've certainly been selling more than they were selling pre the online sales thing with COVID. So for sure, I can say that you've had a significant value and benefits to my business. So thank you.
Yeah, if you want, we can book a call with the artists. I know that you're in a completely different time zone, but if you want to gather your group of artists in a Zoom call, and I would love to have a chance to talk with them directly and see how I can assist this nucleus of artists individually. So if you want to organize that, just let me know, and I'm super keen to jumping into that.
Oh, that'll be great. Yeah, we can definitely organize something like that. Thank you.
That's why I'm here.
Cool.
So what tell us a little bit more, you know, tell us the inner workings. What have you been trying and what has been working for you guys?
Oh, okay. Okay, so what we did is we have an online platform that sells authenticated copyright artwork. And that's obviously long-standing. So what we did now, sort of post-COVID, I suppose, is we turned that platform like into an online sales platform and a website. Mm-hmm. And then we use that to promote the artists. So what we've done is like every week I do a specific artist promotion where we have like sales on their art, or we have only promotions on their art, or stories, like you were saying, do little videos. When you do Instagram posts, make a story behind the photo of the artwork rather than just the picture. So it's all those sort of tips that we implemented that have just created a bigger buzz. So now people are not only seeing Artista as a gallery, because we were a physical gallery and as an authentication platform, now they're also seeing it as an artist promotion platform, which is obviously giving us a lot of leverage. So, and the benefit to us has been that more and more and more artists are now phoning us saying, please can we be on your platform because we are looking for promotion that we can't get without your type of assistance. So those are what we've been doing. So more of the social media interactive stuff, which has been garnering sales now.
Yeah, and if you got like a little momentum going on, I would recommend you to double down on that and run some social media ads to empower that and to broaden your reach, and use that to collect email newsletter subscribers, because that way you can connect with them long term. Also, if you're going into social media full on, I would recommend you check this. I don't know if you can see it. It's called Lumen 5. I'll send you a link afterwards. It's a very cool little tool that allows you to create videos with static image and shorter videos and put animated text on that. So instead of doing just a post which is like just one photo, you grab 4 or 5 photos and use that to tell us like, I'm Luisa Roberts, this is my inspiration, this is what I do, and use that, because just videos have so much better return on investment than static images. So you post that, and then you throw a little bit of Facebook money on it, so you can get it like a little bit more. And then that is when people click it, it directs directly to that artist's page, and you can even discuss with the artist, it's like, hey, I'm going to put 10 euros of promotion into this. But if you sell, you need to pay back those 10 euros, something like that. I'm pretty sure you have a commission based with the artist, but you can put this as an extra, or like, let's go 50-50 and you put 10 euros, I put 10 euros, and we use this to really push these posts and give them a little bit more.
Perfect. Please send me that link. We did actually, one of the other tips you gave was about that landing page for the sign-ups, for the subscribers, which we did. We set one up, and we got like 250 subscribers in like 3 weeks, which I thought was brilliant.
See?
So,
Do you want to know what is, the usual value of an email subscription? Is like, the marketing people usually say that an email is usually worth $5. So think about that. Because
that's pretty good.
Those are people that are already familiar with you and your brand. They will see it and they will get an email of it or see it in social media, and they don't have to discover who you are and what you're about. They already have that information. So everything you send them now, they will be what we call warm leads. So it's kind of like a business opportunity that is not start from zero. They start from one because they already know who you are. So I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy to hear success stories. I'm a little bit humbled to hear that people taking my advice and it works. It feels like maybe I'm not shouting bullshit into the wind.
No, not at all. It's working.
Yeah, glad to hear that.
Eliza, I have a question. What was written on your landing page for people to subscribe? Did you write like, if you subscribe, you will receive some information about artist or some coupon discount?
Yes. So what I actually did was I said the title of my landing page is Subscribe and Connect. So the idea behind Artista is that we connect buyers and artists. So my heading was Subscribe and Connect, and then when you clicked on it, then it said, if you subscribe to Artista, we'll keep you informed of like emerging artists, events in the art world, sort of what's happening in Mauritius. It's quite focused on Mauritius because that's where our business is based. So we promote mostly Mauritian artists. So that's what I did. I said subscribe and connect, and then I said we'll connect you to art events, to artists, to sales, etc., etc. That's what I did.
Awesome.
I know some before were like have a giveaway, but I didn't want to have a giveaway. Sorry. I didn't want to have a giveaway. I wanted to see if kind of subscribe and connect would work, and it did. It did work for me.
I'm gonna show you guys real quick. On the personal side, I've been following my own advice and I've redone my website. So I'm gonna show you, because my website has on the main header the input to subscribe, because the most important thing of when people come to your website is you getting that email. Because or else it's useless. Somebody comes to your website, they're never gonna type in stefanvanquick.com again. So it's very important for you to get that email so you can, bombard them with nice emails. So let me show you how I dealt with this. So this is the new website, if it was. So here you can see a very sexy picture of me. Basically says, hi, I'm Stefan van Quick. It tells what I do, that's very important. And it just asks people to join my art adventures, that they can drop the email here, and that's it. And if you can see, I put this on the top of my website, because for me, the most important thing is to catch the email of the people that come to my website. So that was the main header. It has to be there. So here I put a little bit of story about myself. And basically some artworks for sale. These are brand new artworks, left the oven last week. And then you can see my projects and blah blah blah, and I'm still like working on it. But you can see that all the way on the top, I put my email subscription. It's a little bit about what let me see if I have a good example here. Give me 1 second. So I casually have a newspaper because I'm from the 1920s. So it's what we call above the fold. So when you get your newspaper, you get it like this. This is above the fold. This is the most important. This is prime real estate. Well, it doesn't count on this one because it's not officially a newspaper, but you should put the most important part of your website information above the fold, and making sure that's the first thing that people see when they come to your website, because the main objective of your website should be getting those email subscribers. So think about that, and you need to do what is called a call to action. So you need to, like, in one phrase, kind of explain why they should subscribe to your email newsletter. In Eloise's case, she very, very smartly left it open, because I think she didn't know exactly what to do with those newsletters yet. But connect is a very good idea, because following somebody on social media is not a real connection, because you also follow like 600 cat meme accounts. So, but an email is a one-on-one conversation. I put follow my art adventures because that implies that I will be sending you news about the fantastic art stuff that I do. So it's mainly a question of, if you want to go full-on e-commerce, you can also offer a 5 or 10% discount on your first purchase, or you could also put them as participants in a contest or a giveaway or whatnot. So the important part is to give it visibility. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Anything else, guys? What can I help you guys with today? Any questions, commentaries about the future of our community, the present of our community, the past? Unrelated stuff.
Stefan, how much people subscribe to your pop-up window connected with you by email on your website? How many?
Well, this is like literally this website. I think you're the first persons to see it, so I don't know. But usually for artists Stop Being Poor, I get somewhere between 50 and 75 new email subscribers a week.
That's cool.
Yeah, but that really can be pushed up. As I said, the last couple of months have been a little bit of foundation building, and now it is time to publish this and get it into the world. So now that the full-on marketing efforts of Artists Stop Being Poor will be pushed into its limits, I expect that number to greatly increase. But what you can do is create little strategies and actions to increase your followers during a specific period. So for Black Friday, you can have people sign up for a discount, or in summer you can let them sign up for pre-launch of your series, or VIP choosing for new art coming, so you can see it first and get a VIP treatment. It doesn't always have to be discount-based exchange, but you need to give them something that they would say, I want to sign up to this because it's going to be cool. Even if it is also just going and letting people know that they're going to get super amazing stories about your art career and your art adventures. So
Yeah, that's great ideas. Thanks.
you're welcome. Who else? Who else gets questions? What can I help you guys with?
Yeah, maybe not question, but also in general, I think you did a good job in positioning yourself, and also the Artists Stop Being Poor Club online, because there are not many, there's not much competition in this field for artists on how to sell their art. There's a lot of generic tips and tricks, but yeah, I really like what you've done, and I think there's a lot more potential to grow.
Yeah, we're gonna talk next week or the other one, because I'm really jumping into promoting this. I see us, our gallery shop, I see it as a direct competitor with stuff like Unique, or I don't know if you know the German brand Unique that sells like prints and stuff like that. But the interesting thing about our collective is you can go to IKEA and get a print by the same price you're buying it on our website.
No.
That's cool. But who is the artist that did that IKEA work? Where did they come from? What's their story? I think that what our collective has is there's a real artist behind each one of these artworks. And you're getting a real piece of a real artwork, and there's only 30 other copies out there. So, and yeah, I've been doing my research about people that are doing the same or similar stuff that I do, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
like very generic. It's like, be optimistic. It's like, yeah, thank you. But how do I write a press kit or whatever?
Yeah.
So
No, that's cool. Because you're living what you're preaching, basically. And that's you are authentic, and that's I think what other people also miss. And it's also for artists, it's a great opportunity to get visibility, and also still have this being an artist, like that. It's not like an IKEA that you just sell prints, but it's still an artwork.
Yeah, it's like, and at the end of the day, I don't want to be a babysitter to any of you guys. I want to see you soar way beyond me. I just, I just want to share what I've worked with, and nothing would make me happier than any of you take my advice and become 10 times more famous than I am. So take my challenge.
For me, it's a big challenge to working on my social media, because I need to choose, or I'm working on my innovation or my artwork, or I post some tips about, or I write some stories about. So to run Instagram, it takes time. To run a website, it takes much more time because the quality of articles must be much better than on Instagram, and it's different work. So in nowadays, our artist must be a super cool guy. Like you write story, you paint paintings, you do innovation, you go to some public meeting, you need to present yourself, you need to be good speaker, and you need to be triple, double, much more talented than artists in previous centuries, because
Yes. But we can do it ourselves. Mondrian had to have a Marchand taking care of the connections and whatnot. We need to do this all of our own. And I think that the question that you're posing, that it's a lot of work, it is. And I think that the best way for you to streamline this would be to repurpose content. So you're talking about, for example, how to manage an Instagram and a website, the writing and whatnot. Stipulate how many times you want to write a new article for your website, maybe once every 15 days. Then you can decide on each 15 days a different topic, write a long article of that, and grab from there snippets of that and post it into social media. So when you're writing your article, at the same time, you're kind of writing the social media posts as well. So that way you can repurpose content. And you could grab a part of that and make it into a video of you talking to camera about that. So you also take care of your YouTube, for example. But don't think that you need to do a whole new idea and feeling and thematic for each one of these posts. You can kind of rephrase them and republish them with better images or different images and whatnot. And a very good tip that I would recommend is plan your social media presence in advance. So if you are looking to post 2, 3, 4 times a week, it is a little bit exhausting, this idea of sitting down and coming up with post ideas. I think that's the most frustrating part of dealing with social media in a intention level. But what you can do is go ahead and prepare these posts in advance, so you can be prepared and have this regular schedule of Instagram posting, taken care of in advance. And then you can just leave freedom to post extra content on Instagram as an add-on. So you have your regular schedule of serious posts, but then you can play around with taking behind the scene pictures or Instagram stories or Instagram reels and that kind of stuff, knowing that the important posts are taken care of. Well, for example, if you have an exhibition coming up, you prepare all the Instagram posts in advance, you know exactly when they're going out, but then you can post personal or different content on the days between that, so there you still have that freedom to play around with social media. You just taking off the boring, serious part of it out of the way.
Which program do you use for schedule of post for Instagram?
I really like Buffer. It's Buffer. It's very good. Later is also very good. Either of them work fantastic.
Yeah, I have been used later, but it seems that it was notification that it will not work on the laptop anymore. Just only on the mobile phones. So I stopped to use it.
Yeah, check out Buffer then. It's very good. I don't know if they have a free option anymore, but at the end of the days, all of these are tools. What we're talking about is mindset, mentality, strategy. So all these tools kind of do the same thing at the end, what we need to really develop is a mentality, a mindset, and a overlapping strategy for it.
So I think if we do some unusual art, for example, we need to educate our auditory to know more about what we think, how we create it, so we can grow our potential collectors by our personal activity.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's very important to educate our audience, period. Not even if we do simple art, we need to be there telling them, that there's a real artist behind them, that the art world is not only Damien Hirst and Jeff Koons and $1 million artworks, that there's legitimate artwork sold by less than 1,000 euros, less than 500, less than 200, that there are artworks available out there for every audience, for every taste. And that they as art lovers can directly support the career of an artist and make an impact and make a difference into that emerging artist's careers. And I think that's the biggest educational project that we need to deal with. Cool. Then we got
Yes, yeah, right.
Yeah, so it's and it could be as simple as this educational effort as, hello, I'm Vera, this is what I do, this is how I do it, this is why I do it, and here is how you can buy it and support my art. It's like, it doesn't have to be super fancy or what. It's like, just take a minute from posting just pictures of your artwork and take a step back to talk a little bit about yourself, about the artist behind the artworks. And I think that that's a very genuine way to connect with your audience. Okay, guys, we got 7 minutes. So anybody want to shoot some last questions? Ideas for our little collective?
Yeah, I mean, you can let me know when you have time to speak about ads and stuff.